The topic for this week is going to be appraisals. There are three types of appraisals: the county appraisal, mortgage appraisal, and an estate appraisal. I'll be back in a moment with details on those types of appraisals. The first type of appraisal we're going to talk about is the county appraisal. The county comes out and looks at your property at least once every 4 years, and they measure the exterior to see how big it is so they know what kind of square footage it is. When they do their appraisal, it's called mass appraisal, and when they look for comparable sales, they can go back a year, 2 years, sometimes I believe they've even gone back as much as 3 years to come up with a value for your home. And they come up with that value that's used for tax assessment purposes, and they don't go inside the home, so they don't know what the condition of the inside is. It's based solely on the condition of the exterior of the property. And the reason that they go out once every 4 years is if somebody may have added a room to the home, or added a deck, or added a patio, those things would add value to the property, and so that would be added to the assessment of the home. The second type of mortgage is the mortgage appraisal, and that's when you're buying a home or you're getting refinancing, and there are different types of appraisals for that. One is for the conventional loan, and as of April 1st of this year, Fannie Mae has required that appraisers use the ANSI standardized measurement system, which means that they must measure up to 1/10 of an inch when they're measuring the exterior of the property. Another thing that is very prevalent in this new standard is that if you have a second floor and the height of the ceiling from the floor to the ceiling is not 7 feet, then they consider that not to be living area. And that's for the conventional loan. Now, FHA and VA and USDA have certain requirements for appraisers to follow, which are different than the conventional appraisal. FHA and USDA require the appraiser to go into, well, say the bathroom, and they'll turn the water on in the sink and flush the toilet at the same time to make sure that the water pressure is consistent. They'll turn the hot water faucet on to make sure that you're getting adequate hot water. They'll also check the sinks in the kitchen, in the kitchen and in the bathrooms to make sure that if there are any outlets within 6 feet of the water source, that they're ground fault outlets. Those are a requirement, and if you don't have those, they will be required to be put in. Smoke alarms are required in every bedroom, and in the hallway, the FHA requirement is that you must have a CO2 alarm put in, and that must be 15 feet from the entrance of the bedrooms. I've got to explain that what the FHA and VA and USDA appraiser is doing is not a home inspection. You need to still have a whole house inspection, but these are things that are required by FHA and USDA. The appraiser will operate the furnace to make sure that it heats, and depending on the weather, they'll go and check the air conditioner, make sure that it does cool. They'll check for chipping paint on the exterior of the home, especially if it was built prior to 1978, which could be lead-based paint. FHA and VA and USDA require that chipping paint be scraped off and those areas be repainted before they would approve the loan. If there are long stairways, they will require a handrail to be put in. In older homes, many rooms were converted into bedrooms. They have a closet and they have a small window. FHA requirement is that there must be an escape window, and that escape window cannot be more than 44 inches off the floor. If they don't meet those requirements, then FHA says, even though you may be using that as a bedroom, it's a non-conforming bedroom, it cannot be considered a bedroom in the appraisal. It's just considered a room. The appraiser will go on the exterior again and walk around the home to see if there's positive drainage. Positive drainage is when the dirt along the foundation is sloped away so that when you have a heavy rain, the water will flow away from the foundation rather than going down alongside the foundation. This is extremely important if you have a block basement, because if water continues to get down through alongside that foundation in the wintertime, that freezes and then that pushes in, especially in block basements, and can cause a problem. Those are the requirements for FHA and USDA. The third type of appraisal is an estate appraisal. Now, there is an effective date, and that's different in an estate appraisal than it is in a conventional mortgage appraisal. In other words, if the appraiser was looking at the property today, that would be the effective date of the appraisal for a conventional loan, or a FHA or a USDA loan. In an estate appraisal, the effective date is the date that the owner of the property passed away. In other words, if somebody passed away 6 months ago and the appraiser was asked to do an appraisal on that property, the effective date must be the date of passing away. And so they would not use recent comparable sales. They would go from the date of death backwards to pick up comparable sales, and that would be maybe a different type of market. It could be a higher market, it could be a lower market. It would not be the same market that it would be that we have today. And I hope this information is beneficial to you, and if it was, please click the like button below, and we'd like you to subscribe to our channel, and we'll be back next week with more information that we hope will be benefits to you.